The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
The chaos at the U.S.-Mexico border worsens with no solution in sight as border guru Kamala Harris has yet to take any action. The Biden administration is spending at least $60 million per week to house the more than 16,000 migrant minors in its care. Sexual assault charges have emerged Thursday from a Texas holding facility. A street racer was sentenced to prison for 24 years Thursday, nearly 3 years after he crashed into a mother and a 1-year-old daughter, killing both. Cameron Herron, now 21, was racing with a fellow student in Tampa, Florida when he lost control, killing Jessica Robnault and daughter Lilia in a stroller. Some media outlets have been reporting rapper DMX has died. DMX's manager, Steve Rifkin.
Please stop with posting with these rumors. DMX is still alive. Yes, he is on life support.
A battery of tests performed on DMX Wednesday showed no signs of improved brain activity since he was first admitted into the hospital last week. USA Radio News.
Could an ancient mystery be determining the events of our time? Could it reveal the secret of our future? Are recent events a warning that we are approaching judgment? How much time do we have left? Author Jonathan Cahn releases the book that reveals what could not be revealed until now. His newest New York Times bestseller, The Harbinger 2, The Return. Embark on an epic journey to uncover the mysteries and revelations that are changing the world and will change your life. Available online and wherever fine books are sold.
The MyPillow Premium Pillow Special continues at MyPillow.com. If you go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special, use my promo code USA, you can get a standard or queen size premium MyPillow for $29.98. That's a $40 savings. King size only $5 more. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener square, use my promo code USA or call 1-800-951-8175.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. USDA's Farm Service Agency has announced the availability of $2 million to establish partnerships with organizations to provide outreach and technical assistance to socially disadvantaged farmers and ranchers. The funding was made possible by USDA's new Pandemic Assistance for Producers initiative, an effort to distribute resources more broadly and to put greater emphasis on outreach to small and socially disadvantaged producers impacted by the pandemic. They also marked the reopening of FSA's Coronavirus Food Assistance Program, called CFAP number 2. The sign-up for this one is available at least the next 60 days to apply to make any modifications on earlier applications. The cooperative agreements will support participation in programs offered by FSA, and proposals must be submitted by May the 5th.
Fly season is almost here. Fortunately, there's a fly control solution ready to bite back. Corathon Insecticide Cattle Ear Tags. Corathon Insecticide controls horn and face flies on beef cattle, which in one study resulted in an 11.81-pound increase in weight gain over untreated calves. Bite back at flies with Corathon Insecticide Cattle Ear Tags. See product label for complete product information, indications, and application instructions.
Step right up and gaze upon this miraculous substance I hold in the palm of my hands. This little miracle can feed us, clothe us, give us clean, fresh water, and provide wildlife habitat for nature's critters. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the greatest soil on earth.
Learn more about soil health principles that can turn your soil into a star performer. Contact your local USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service office today to find out how. This message brought to you by USDA and this radio station.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
We'll have plenty of sunshine today with a high of 87 to 89, then mainly clear tonight, low 62 to 65. Partly sunny skies Saturday, high tomorrow 89 to 91. Then look for thunderstorms in the area late tomorrow night through late Sunday evening. Mostly cloudy and humid Sunday, showers, heavy thunderstorms, high 81 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Sun & Fun's Aerospace Expo is back and better than ever from April 13th through the 18th. It's not just an air show, it's everything aviation in 2021. And you don't want to miss it. Join fellow aviation enthusiasts as we watch mighty warbirds in flight, vintage bombers to modern fighter jets, and our headlining act, the Blue Angels, as they celebrate their 75th anniversary, where they'll unveil their newest Super Hornet. Watch the night sky gleam with our first ever amazing drone light show, aerobatic flyers, a fireworks display, and Wall of Fire. Our event takes place on 1,000 spacious outdoor acres at the Lakeland Linder International Airport, where you'll have a front row ticket to all the action at Sun & Fun's world-famous showcase of the past, present, and future of aviation. Children under 10 are free, so make plans to bring the whole family and experience 6 exciting days of the Sun & Fun Aerospace Expo. For ticket information and show schedules, visit us at flysnf.org.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. Oh, hey, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to. Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
Fridays at 9 a.m., WOCA and the Early Learning Coalitions of Marion County will share information on the coalition, what it does, voluntary pre-kindergarten, and more. Roseanne Fricks, Chief Executive Officer, and Elizabeth Yola, Chief Program Officer, will be guests. A bright future starts with preparation now. Knowledge is power, and good beginnings equal great endings. We all benefit from the greatness, so be sure to tune in each Friday at 9 a.m. for early learning right here on The Source.
Thank God it's
Friday. Oh, yeah.
Thank God it's
Friday. Oh, yeah.
Friday. It's Friday.
We made it to the week. Oh, I like it. I like it. Ocala Talks. Big Joe sitting in for Tom Schmitz. He'll be back Monday. His back came back, so he'll be back. This is The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Good Friday morning. It's a fantastic day today out there. It's going to be 85 by this afternoon, but this is Florida. You can handle it. Yeah. On the line, we've got Galen Uno from Life South. Good morning, Galen.
Hey, what's going on, Joe? How are you today?
Yeah, we'll try that button again. Try that again, Galen. How are you, Galen?
Hey, good morning, Joe. How are you?
That's better. That's better. You're kind of off in the distance there. I had to press another button to make it work for you.
Pretty much the story of my life.
Bada boom, bang, boom. Yeah. Who is that? That's Galen, off in the distance. Yes. Oh, so we made it to Friday. And I said that twice. I'll say that 3 times. Yes, we made it to Friday. That feels good for me, you know. So
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm glad I made it to Friday. More ways than one, as they say, yes. Have you plans for the weekend?
Not really. No. Nothing. No.
And 3 no's.
No, do you?
Oh, yeah, I'll be here cleaning up. I got to clean up this office and everything over the weekend. Yeah, I'll be here cleaning up getting everything squared away. Yeah. Oh.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we had the county commissioner here yesterday. That was interesting. She had a lot of news. Somewhere out there, and I made a quick note here, and you'd have to look up, Google it, but out there's a $100 rebate if you replace your toilet with a new water-saving toilet in Ocala, or Marion County, I should say, all of Marion County. So you have to go on their website. They give you a $100 rebate if you get one of those fancy toilets. I know.
Yeah, I know when I got a new thermostat, they had a similar program, and I got a rebate for that. So that was pretty good.
Yeah. And they're not against solar. The electric company is not against solar.
No, of course not. Why would they be?
Well, because
cheap energy for them.
Well, then you don't. Well, for them to put it out, I'm talking about if you put it out at your home. So
yeah, but you could sell it back to them. Any excess, you can sell it back to them. It's cheap energy for them. That and they just sell it somewhere else. They become the middleman. That's the best way to make money in this world, right? Be the middleman.
Yeah, we got a phone call. You want to take a phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on live on WOCA. Can I help you?
Good morning, guys.
Hey, you. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. I'm looking forward to Monday with Tom coming back.
I love you too.
It'll be okay for him. And I just want to say real quick about those quick flush toilets. I had one and got rid of it because you know what? It doesn't do the job. Sometimes you got to hit it 2 or 3 times, and then you're not saving water doing that.
Oh, well, hey, there's a little bit too much information there, you know.
Well, it's a fact. I wanted to do the right thing and everything else. So I told the guy, bring me one of those quick flush toilets. So we're going to save water because I was on a well out there. And some of the gun, half the time you had to flush it 2 or 3 times to get the job done.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's one opinion, but there's a lot of them out there that work. So I don't know. I don't know your situation. I don't want to know your situation, but I appreciate the call.
Okay, I just wanted to make it interesting.
You did. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Take care. Well, that's a little bit too much information, but we got a little bit there, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I'm saying that.
Woo! Yeah, exactly.
For you.
That's a you. All right, how was it today, when you went to the potty? Well, we need new wallpaper again. Oh, no. Yes, exactly.
Stay with that. That's all of you.
It's all you. We'll just throw that piece of paper away there. We'll throw that away there. I heard the next race, NASCAR, is going to be at night. The night race. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Don't know where it's going to be.
It's a boring race. It's always a boring race.
Is it really?
It is. It's a boring track.
Yeah. Straight left. No,
that's not the problem.
Oh, what's the problem?
It's because it's because of the type of race it is. It's just there's not a lot going on, and again, the same problem with NASCAR really hits home at this race.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's a different kind of race. Isn't it always straight left?
No. They do street circuits now.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's Martinsville, so Martinsville is not a exciting track to me. It's kind of boring.
Oh, okay.
So
there you go. I watched a clip from the Masters when they first the man with the green jacket announces, and then the seasoned players come up and they hit the first balls out there for the crowd, I guess, And I heard that the purse is like $11 million this year. Am I close?
Sure. Yep.
There you go. That's it. You're leaving me hanging there. You're the one. You're the sports guy.
I mean,
I'm leaning on you.
I don't know what you want me to say. What do you want me to say?
I'm leading you into the Masters there. Come on, help me out here.
That was terrible.
Thank you.
That's the purse. I mean, it's one of the most watched sporting events of the year. They have major sponsorships for it.
It's not that far from here, is it?
It's in Augusta, Georgia. So
that's not that far.
About 6.5-hour drive. I've driven it a few times, but
have you been there?
Yeah. I've been by the gates. I've never been inside the gates.
Is there a thing that if you don't pay, you can't come in kind of thing, or is it open to the public?
No, it is not open to the public. It's a private club, and it's a pretty exclusive club.
Okay.
I've never been to the Masters, and it's one of those things I really want to do.
Just to stand there and watch. Gee, you should have told me. I would have gave you WOCA credentials. You could have went there.
I know better than that.
And broadcast it live from there. All this week. All 4 days. Was it 4 day an event? 4 day event?
Yeah, they would just never allow that to happen. It's the Masters.
Who wouldn't let it allow to happen?
They don't call the Masters. You can't even call the people who watch fans. They're patrons. I mean, it's the Masters. I mean, I can't. You either understand it or you don't. I mean, it's the greatest golf tournament in the world. It's the most fun to watch. It's not the greatest field in the world. That's probably the Players' Championship. But it's a course that, if you follow golf, you know it intimately well. You know every single hole, and there's so much history there. It's just an incredible event. And the way they do the coverage now online, the Masters is one of the first major sporting events to really embrace and to fully embrace the whole idea that everything should be online and it should be easily accessed online. And they do a phenomenal job of that. I mean, absolutely phenomenal.
Accessibility, yes.
Absolutely. I mean, their website, it's absolutely free, right? They don't even have pop-ups. They play one ad, and then the rest of the game, the rest of the match, you could see commercial free online. And not only that, they were one of the first ones where you can customize who you follow.
Really?
So if you want to follow, if you want to just follow 3 or 4 people, you can do that, and you can have them all at the same time. They were one of the first major events to have an app. There's a reason why the Masters is so good, and why every golf fan watches the Masters.
Are they on regular TV though?
They're on CBS and ESPN.
I didn't know.
Again, so if you're at work and you can just have that second screen up, it's probably on Augusta this week.
Oh.
It's just fabulous. The way they do things is top notch. And once you get in, they keep their prices incredibly low. So you can buy like a beer and a sandwich for like $3.
What?
It's it's the Masters.
Wow.
There's so many great things about the Masters. It's the greatest tournament in the world. That's just one of them.
Well, let's see. The last thing I heard, it wasn't about the Masters. Tiger Woods, his crash, he was doing about 85 miles an hour. When he hit the curb, when he hit the tree or something, he was doing about 75. No drugs, no booze, just speed. What?
It's not official yet.
I thought it was official.
No, they didn't do. Obviously, the sheriff who was on site was a huge fan of Tiger Woods and is a huge fan of Tiger Woods. And he has protected Tiger at this the whole time. He said there aren't going to be any charges. They never did a toxicology report. So there won't be anything filed. I mean,
well, a little late now to do that. Yeah.
Charges. No. But once you decide you're not going to file any charges, you don't have to do any kind of a toxicology report. So they just protected Tiger. He was going very, very fast.
Yeah, well, they said 85.
Somewhere between 75 and 90.
Oh,
right, because he hit the tree at 75, and there were no brake marks.
Yeah, I know. It's like boom.
Yeah, I mean, he hit a tree. It's he did it to himself and all that. But yeah. I was like, wow. Now we haven't heard much about him in the news recently. We heard about the crash itself and the car and all. But how is he doing? He's out of the hospital.
He's still in the hospital. Oh, I didn't know he was. No, he's out or in.
He's out of the hospital.
Jeez. Okay, good. Thank you. very much.
Trying to tell you.
I know. I'm sorry. That was my bad. I stepped on your tongue. Forgive me.
All right.
All right. See. So before we run out, because you have to leave at 8:30 today, before we run out of time, you are the representative for us here in Marion County of Life South Blood Centers. And I would like to know where the bus is, and just tell us the situation, please.
Well, I mean, the situation changed. We are still in emergency need of everything. This weekend you're going to find us at Lowe's. You also find us at the Walmart out in the Shores. So, and as always, we're right there on the boulevard. It's 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. So come by and check us out.
Galen, you said you're going to be at Lowe's. We have 3 Lowe's. Which one? Do you know?
Oh, I guess I should have been more specific.
Yeah.
We're going to be at the one way out there on 200.
Lowe's way. Oh, okay, almost to the top of the world. On top of the world. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Been in there many, many times. Many, many times.
Oh, good.
When I was looking for a lawnmower, I kept going to the 3 different Lowe's to find the exact one.
I'll probably go to Lowe's this weekend because, it's not a full weekend unless I end up at Lowe's for something.
Oh, is that your toy store?
That's where I end up because my wife I don't know what I'm going to do until my wife tells me. And it usually involves a trip to Lowe's.
Oh, let's see. Last weekend was the dishwasher, so this weekend, I don't know. Well, what could it be? You never know.
I just wait and do as I'm told.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
That's right. Exactly right.
Oh, I'd like to thank Penn Flooring and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center for sponsoring this crazy segment here with Galen in the mornings. We'll be right back.
We face choices every day. Some are unimportant, some are life-changing. What about the choices you make every day? Take the stairs or the elevator, baked or fried. What if your choices meant you are likely to die of heart disease this year? Palm Garden of Ocala is here for you when recovering from a hospital stay. With Palm Garden's Fast Track program and state-of-the-art facility, we have skilled nursing, therapy, and everything you'd expect for the best in care. Call 352-854-6262 for more information.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Free installation and a free month of monitoring service. Vivid. Smart.
And we're back. You there, Galen?
I am.
There we go. So quiet.
Good morning.
So good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Again, this is WOCA, The Source. Big Joe sitting in for Tom Schmitz, who will be back on Monday. And he'll talk more sports, more intelligently with Galen, because both of them bleed sports, I think. I'm not sure. But not me. Sorry, I love to watch.
Yeah,
you pay attention.
We pay attention to it.
Yeah, I like to watch sports, especially if it's a good. I'll even sit and watch tennis sometimes. I have a satellite service, and there's one channel all tennis, and I'll flip over that once in a while. And once in a while, the men's will volley back and forth like 25 times before somebody misses. Gadong, gadang, gadong, gadang. I'm going, holy. The girls don't volley that much. They're more, the men are aggressive, but the women are more technical, I guess you would say, because they would go left, right, left, right, left. So they're just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, basically until they run out of energy. Then one of them goes, poop, or runs out of energy to get the ball over the net. That's anyway. I enjoy it. I enjoy tennis. Golf is an interesting sport to watch. But I watched the background, how it's put together by the studios, and there's a zillion things that are on the background. Those big trucks with all the technical stuff in it. That to me was amazing how they do it, and like you said, with the Masters, how intricate they are with the cameras that could follow. You could choose the players. I wasn't aware of that one. That's a newbie on me. But the other stuff is, the 18th hole. While you were watching 18th hole, they filmed the 16th hole. But now this is what happened on the 16th while we were watching the 18th. Things like that. It's like, it was amazing to me.
Well, in golf, it's come so far. Before they would only show the first 9 or the back half or the back 9 of Augusta, and they would really only have one camera on each hole, and they'd have 2 on 15, 16, 17, 18, and then it kind of grew from there. And again, it's just it really is an incredible production.
Yeah, it morphed up into. And that also brings the interest up too when it's more modern. There's the word I was looking for.
Of course it does. Sure.
Yeah, it vamps up, so you're not sitting there going, and they always whispered, and now they're on the 16th hole, and he's ready to.
Oh, they still whisper.
Why? Are they standing there? They're not standing there with the microphones anymore.
It's part of the game of golf. I mean, you don't want somebody being loud like they're at a football game.
Oh no, but
and that's why you could take a nap during a golf tournament. It's one of the great things.
Yeah, they're in a booth somewhere watching with the cameras on the monitors, and he's at the 18th now, and he's ready. He's on the green. He can see it.
So you could do it.
Oh yeah, I could do it easy. Yeah. That'd be fun. You'd be the color commentator, who they are and their stats and everything, and I'll just call the action, what's happening, real slow. That'd be good because
there you go. That's all you have to do.
That's it.
It's not rocket science.
I would tell Galen, how far of a putt is that? And you would say 25.
12 feet.
12 feet. Okay.
All right, 25.
25 feet. That's a long putt. But I've seen him make 40-foot putts, and it was like, no, and it went in, boom. You heard about I'm going to change the subject. We got about 3.5 minutes. The cruise ships out of Miami, they're threatening to pull out if they don't start letting them have their passengers.
Good.
And they're
Good. It's one of those things I think is utterly ridiculous. Again, this goes back to, man, you got me fired up. My wife and I were talking about the people who are going on to the cruise. They're willingly choosing to do it, right? A cruise line and a hotel are no different.
Hey!
No different at all. There's no difference.
Well, yeah, there is. You're served better in a cruise line.
Isn't. No, you're not. Well, it depends on which hotel you go to, right?
Yeah, that's true. True.
There's no difference in it, right?
Yeah.
What they're finding, and again, this is the government making an option of saying, oh, okay, well, this is another part of your life that we can control. And don't tell me they're going to go to another country. Come on. If you've been to a cruise line, you pretty much stay on cruise property the whole time.
Oh yeah. Doesn't matter where the cruise line is registered. You're encapsulated.
Yeah, and what makes it worse to me. What makes all of this worse is that at the same time, some of the countries we go to, they're sending their children over our border, and all Biden and the administration is talking about is we really need to work on making their lives better in their host country. Well, of course. That's a good way of doing that. Tourism, right? I just got back from Costa Rica, and they survive off of 2 things: pineapples and tourism. So, what do you? Yeah, again, it's frustrating, and I'm glad DeSantis is suing the federal government to allow them to open. They're a privately owned business.
Yes, that's a big
thing.
That's a big thing.
Airlines are still going.
The what?
Right, airlines are still flying all over the world.
Yeah. And motels are open.
Cruise ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just, Disney World.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
This is very, very silly, but again, it gives the government an opportunity to control another sector.
Well, we're down to the last 30 seconds or so. Thank you, Galen, for being with us on this Friday and representing Life South. Things there, so we appreciate you. And Tom will be talking with you on Monday. Maybe I'll get my butt up early and come in and harass you both. So sorry.
There you go. That's always an option.
There's always option B, you know. So there's a lot there's a lot of things, and we should have got into this cruise thing a little earlier. You know,
No, I'm glad you did. It's Friday. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Watch the Masters. It's fantastic.
Yeah, watch the Masters. I hear you. Yeah. Well, Galen, thank you. Be safe on the roads out there.
All right, thanks, Joe. Have a great weekend.
This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
The chaos at the U.S.-Mexico border worsens with no solution in sight as border guru Kamala Harris has yet to take any action. The Biden administration is spending at least $60 million per week to house the more than 16,000 migrant minors in its care. Sexual assault charges have emerged Thursday from a Texas holding facility. A street racer was sentenced to prison for 24 years Thursday, nearly 3 years after he crashed into a mother and a 1-year-old daughter, killing both. Cameron Herron, now 21, was racing with a fellow student in Tampa, Florida when he lost control, killing Jessica Robnault and daughter Lilia in a stroller. Some media outlets have been reporting rapper DMX has died. DMX's manager, Steve Rifkin.
Please stop with posting with these rumors. DMX is still alive. Yes, he is on life support.
A battery of tests performed on DMX Wednesday showed no signs of improved brain activity since he was first admitted into the hospital last week. USA Radio News.
If there's a sudden disaster and you can't get to the grocery store, or they're all out of food, what would you do? You'll wish you had emergency food to get you through the crisis. And that's why we're here. We're MyPatriotSupply.com, America's leading source of emergency food. Our food lasts for up to 25 years, and millions of families trust us for their disaster survival. Won't you join us? Unlike other food companies, we don't skimp on calories. Our meals give you more than 2,000 calories per day. Why? Because that's what you need to survive any challenging crisis. And right now, you can save $200 on our popular 3-month emergency food kit. Just go to MyPatriotSupply.com and place your order. We ship fast, 2 to 3 days max, and your food arrives discreetly right to your door. So order today and save $200 at MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Tick-tock. The days fly by, and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry, though. With a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson, Scribner, and Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner, and Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome will leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner, and Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
When asked, 1 out of 1 morning host on WOCA, that's me, says Formaggio's Pizza and Italian Restaurant is the best pizza and Italian in Ocala. Formaggio's is located at 1053 Northeast 14th Street. They're open for lunch and dinner Monday through Friday with lunch specials that change daily. They also are open for dinner on Saturdays. Dine in or carry out. Call 352-509-3661 so you can experience the deliciousness of Formaggio's Pizza and Italian Restaurant. Now I'm hungry.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223. Veterans helping veterans Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA, 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now from Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Je suis des États-Unis et d'où viens-tu?
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Welcome back to First Light at 24 minutes before the hour. Lots of discussion these days about so-called vaccine passports, which would be official documentation that a person has been vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus to allow a person into certain crowded venues. It's become a political issue, with the governor of Florida even telling private businesses they cannot make their customers show they've been vaccinated to be granted access into their facilities. So how would this documentation work? It could be a physical document or something more high-tech. Our next guest has checked out a high-tech vaccine passport, an app issued by the state of New York. Jeffrey Fowler covers tech issues for the Washington Post. He's joining us now. Thanks for stopping by, Jeffrey.
Happy to be here.
So the Excelsior Pass, which sounds like something you would, have to, that's how you get over a mountain or something, but it's an unusual name. So do we know what Excelsior Pass means?
I believe Excelsior is on the New York State motto or on its flag. So I would have thought they'd go with Empire Pass, but we'll take Excelsior. They are definitely sort of leading the charge here in the United States for vaccine passports. Been a lot of talk about them, companies looking at it, different states doing it, but New York's sticking its neck out on the line and going first.
Yes, it may be that the word passport may have been an unfortunate choice because people don't like the idea of passports. It makes it sound like an official mandated document, but it's not as if it's mandatory, is it?
So the app using the technology for the Excelsior Pass is not mandated. However, it is not. So it's completely voluntary. However, the state of New York does have some rules on the books now that if you want to enter certain kinds of businesses, and that includes sports stadiums, arts venues, catered events, weddings, that you have to be checked for your COVID status before you can enter them. And the way you can check for someone's COVID status is either to see proof that they've gotten the full vaccine, or that they've had a very recent COVID negative test. So the idea is Excelsior Pass is sort of supposed to replace and speed up those little CDC cards that people are carrying around and showing off, or getting out that little piece of paper to show that you've got a negative COVID test.
One of the reasons we're talking to you, Jeffrey, is because as a person who is constantly bedeviled by technology, you've had real-world experience with this. So tell us about, why you decided to try out this Excelsior Pass and how it went.
Yeah, so my job for the Washington Post is to test new technology and old technology, and say when it works and when it doesn't, and sometimes raise a fist up when on behalf of everybody as consumers and citizens when it isn't working. So I am not based in New York. I'm based in California. However, I have lots of friends and colleagues who are in New York. So I recruited a whole bunch of them of many different ages and sort of life stages, and said, hey, let's give this a try. Including one of my colleagues who tried using it at a Yankees game. There is good news and there is bad news. The bad news, why don't we start there? It didn't work at that Yankees game for my colleague. So that's not a good sign. What happened was my colleague took one of those rapid COVID tests to prove that he didn't have COVID to try to get into the Yankees game, but the system did not update in time for him to use the Excelsior Pass to get into the game. It only came through after the game was over. So there's definitely some kinks to be worked out in just the system to make it move fast enough. But that really speaks to kind of a broader problem that a lot of sort of civic design experts and also privacy experts have been saying that with bringing technology into this question, how much are we solving and how much are we instituting new roadblocks? You really do have to kind of spend some time understanding what these different websites and apps are to use this system. I get paid to do that, but I don't know that most people are going to want to bother. So is this really something that is speeding us up is one big problem. Another problem, I'll just say real quickly, turns out this thing is super easy to fake. So when a privacy advocate I know kind of went around on Twitter and saw all those people that are posting photos, vaccine selfies with their little CDC card. Well, it turns out that most of the information you need to set up and steal someone's Excelsior Pass is available in those photos. So he was going around doing that because they didn't build security into this system, like you might expect from something like Apple Pay or Google Pay on your phone. There really isn't a lot of challenge there. And the state of New York says, well, they insist that if you're going to use Excelsior Pass, you're also supposed to have a photo ID when you use it. But that's kind of creepy to a lot of people. The idea of now we're supposed to have our IDs checked when we enter lots of businesses too. And that seems like not a great path to go down.
Yeah, well, now you're going to need an app to authenticate this app, is what it sounds like.
So essentially, and right now that app is your driver's license or something else. We haven't talked about the good part of this yet. So let's talk about what they did right in the state of New York. What they did right is, I think, some of the privacy protections. So the way that they set up the app, the state of New York actually doesn't get information about you whenever you have your Excelsior Pass scanned. And that's important because for people to trust this thing, they need to know that, the government is not using this to follow them around, right? This isn't going to be some police or immigration or, who knows tool, or a tool by corporations to track you and follow you around. I don't think people would be happy if they knew Google might be knowing every time they checked into a business either. So the state of New York did design it in a way that truly no information goes back to it. And I think that was smart, and that should be a part of it.
All right. Thank you so much. Jeffrey Fowler writes about technology for the Washington Post. We know he can get into a baseball game now in New York State if he wishes. So Jeffrey, thanks for being with us on First Light.
You bet.
By the way, vaccination documentation has long been accepted for entry to many nations around the world and has been since 1897. It's 17 minutes before the hour. We're 2 minutes away from a First Light news break. And later, part 2 of our Both Sides Now look at legalizing marijuana at the state and federal levels. Stay with First Light.
Meet Bob Minetti.
My wife and I just celebrated 45 memorable years together. She and my daughter Katie are my anchors.
Bob and Wendy spent time fundraising for healthcare causes.
I guess I liked it so much, I decided to become a patient.
In 2016, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
I assumed that there was no hope for people with my diagnosis.
Bob participated in a clinical trial that included cutting-edge radiation therapy and surgery. He's been in remission since completion.
I'm so glad that I learned about what was possible for me.
I'm Keisha Sharp. Since losing my mother to pancreatic cancer, I've been working to ensure that everyone facing this diagnosis knows about the immense progress being made. Stand Up to Cancer and Lustgarten Foundation are working together to make every person diagnosed into a long-term survivor, like Bob. Visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
Furnished by Stand Up to Cancer.
Hey, listen to this. Last Tuesday, I was robbed blind. A thief broke my car window, took my laptop, and ran off. Or at least that's what would have happened if I didn't have Vivint. Instead, here's what really happened. Thief walked up, my Vivint camera detected him, scared him, and he ran away. My Vivint security system doesn't just record crime, it actually prevents it with a flashing red light and a whistle. And the best part is I can check in on my home from anywhere right from my phone. Whether I'm at the gym or the office, thanks to Vivint, all is well. If you want a system professionally installed, fit with the best cameras and 24/7 monitoring, call Vivint today. 833-420-4070 for a free quote and lock in free installation and a free month of monitoring service. Vivint, smart security professionally installed. Call 833-420-4070 to get started today. Offer valid for new customers only. System purchase requires monthly service agreement and equipment package. Speak to a Vivint representative today for complete equipment, services, and financing details. Visit Vivint.com for licensing information. Other terms and conditions may apply.
Good morning. First Light continues at 1:45. President Biden has issued half a dozen executive actions to combat gun violence.
Gun violence in this country is an epidemic, and it's an international embarrassment.
The orders are a move toward new regulations on ghost gun kits that can be assembled at home. They also call on Congress and states to pass red flag laws that can stop firearm purchases by somebody deemed a threat to themselves or others. They increase funding to community violence intervention programs, and they call for an annual report on firearm tracking from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. 19,000 kids, that's how many migrant children traveling alone were picked up by the U.S. government. And that's just the number for March.
Border Patrol officials say the figure of nearly 19,000 children is 5 times higher than in March of last year, leaving the government scrambling to find shelters and staffers. The American Immigration Council's Aaron Reichlin-Melnick.
We don't need to be afraid of children.
And not vilify their parents facing hurricanes, COVID-19, and political violence.
Put their child in a place where they weren't going to starve or struggle or die as a result of violence was to send their children to the United States.
But the Heritage Foundation's Mike Howell says they knew once President Biden eased border restrictions and stopped the Trump administration's border wall, this would happen.
Massive crisis that is human in nature. And so it's, with great sadness, but unfortunately not with any surprise.
Jackie Quinn, Washington.
California Governor Gavin Newsom and state lawmakers have agreed to spend $536 million for wildfire prevention. This as the state faces more drought and a heightened risk of fire that seems likely to be as catastrophic as last year's historic blazes. The money would improve prevention for all parts of the state of California and would pay for forest maintenance, defensible space, home hardening, and vegetation management. First Light News Break.
Friday Sports 85th Masters, Justin Rose shot 7 under for a 4-stroke lead after the first round. Baseball, Lance Lynn threw the major's first complete game shutout to lead the White Sox past the Royals. Mets, Astros, Twins, and Cardinals also won their home openers. Red Sox, Angels, Cubs, and Rockies on top. NBA, Clippers, and the Suns 7-game run. Jazz back in the win column. Heat, Bulls, Pistons, Mavs, and Cavs win. NHL Predators scores 7 straight goals to rip the Red Wings. Victor Arvidsson had the hat trick. Division-leading Canes and Isles win as well. I'm Robert Workman.
First Light forecast in New York City for today, increase in clouds, high at 59 degrees. In Washington, D.C. for today, perhaps a shower in the area this morning, otherwise cloudy, high at 63. Cooler conditions for the Twin Cities for today, with periods of rain, high of 53 degrees. Oklahoma City watching for the threat for severe thunderstorms later this afternoon into this evening. Storms can produce large hail as well as damaging wind gusts, even a tornado. High temperature up to 74 degrees. In Denver for today, very windy and trending cooler. Sunny to partly cloudy, high of just 52. Turning out to be a pleasant day in Los Angeles, partly sunny skies. Pleasant, again, a high of 77 degrees. In Seattle for today, perhaps a shower, otherwise breezy, high temperature up to 51. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Matt Benz.
Thank you, Matt and Robert. And as we come up on 11 minutes before the hour, we'll take a break, and then we'll come back with part 2 of our Both Sides Now look at the push to legalize marijuana. This time, those in favor, only on First Light.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español? Hablo. It's hablo? Yes. It's hablo.
Bom dia, like good day, good morning, I think.
I can say, je m'appelle David, but that's probably it.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
This year is my year to get fluent in Spanish, and Babbel is definitely going to help me do that. The app is so easy to use, and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations.
I've tried other language learning apps and nothing really stuck. Babbel's been a complete game changer for me.
Hoy es miércoles y el clima está muy bueno afuera.
Estou com fome. Eu não tomei café de manhã.
Je suis des États-Unis et du viens-tu?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hey, listen to this. Last Tuesday, I was robbed blind. A thief broke my car window, took my laptop, and ran off. Or at least that's what would have happened if I didn't have Vivint. Instead, here's what really happened. Thief walked up, my Vivint camera detected him, scared him, and he ran away. My Vivint security system doesn't just record crime, it actually prevents it with a flashing red light and a whistle. And the best part is I can check in on my home from anywhere right from my phone. Whether I'm at the gym or the office, thanks to Vivint, all is well. If you want a system professionally installed, fit with the best cameras and 24/7 monitoring, call Vivint today. 833-420-4070 for a free quote and lock-in free installation and a free month of monitoring service. Vivint, smart security professionally installed. Call 833-420-4070 to get started today. Offer valid for new customers only. System purchase requires monthly service agreement and equipment package. Speak to a Vivint representative today for complete equipment, services, and financing details. Visit Vivint.com for licensing information. Other terms and conditions may apply.
It's 9 minutes before the hour. You're with First Light. So the pot wars are heating up this morning, with Virginia, New York, and New Mexico now added to the list of states where marijuana is legal for recreational purposes, and New Jersey joining the list of states where it's legal for medicinal use, and even conservative states like Kansas and Alabama pushing forward with medical marijuana legislation. Acceptance of weed is becoming mainstream. 40% of Americans now live in states where it's fully legal. About 2/3 of Americans back legal weed, according to the polls. And the action is shifting from ballot initiatives to be approved by voters to state legislatures. There's talk now in Washington about doing something at the federal level. So yesterday we talked with Scott Chipman, Vice President of Americans Against Legalizing Marijuana. This morning we're joined by Jared Moffitt, Campaigns Coordinator for the Marijuana Policy Project, which works for legislation. Jared, thanks for joining us on First Light.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
The project of the Marijuana Policy Project is to support legalization of marijuana. So why now? What's happening now that there's all this chatter in Washington about finally doing something at the federal level?
Yeah, well, I think what we're seeing is, now that we have 18 states essentially that have passed legalization laws, we're seeing that the representatives and the senators that represent those states are realizing that there's a conflict between what their citizens and constituents want compared to what the federal laws currently say. And I think that federal laws are clearly out of step with what most Americans want, based on a number of recent opinion polls showing 60 to 70% of Americans believe it should be legal for adults to use cannabis, similar to alcohol. And so, I think we're seeing finally the pressure building up to do something about these out of sync federal laws.
Well, can this happen at the federal level without some sort of guidance from the White House, where we have been hearing that President Biden is not enthusiastic about moving ahead on legalization of pot. And of course, the White House just recently discharged a couple of staffers for smoking marijuana, which, by the way, is legal for recreational purposes in the District of Columbia.
I think it can. I think there's a lot of support within Congress. It's been growing year after year. And again, I think the base of the Democratic Party is certainly in favor of reform. And I think what you would see is if there was significant movement in Congress on a bill, that the president's hand would be sort of forced on this issue. I think that he would realize it's not a winning fight for him to stand in opposition to this.
Well, we know that the president has referred to marijuana as a gateway drug, which we haven't heard much of in recent years. What do you say to that this is, the drug that allows you to go down the road and get deeper into drugs?
The gateway myth is one that sort of keeps resurfacing, even though it's been debunked time and time again. I think the basic logic is, a fallacy in understanding the difference between correlation and causation. So typically what people are saying when they talk about this gateway idea is they look at people who use, harder substances like cocaine or heroin, and they say, oh, well, they used marijuana before they used those other drugs. But if you think about it, that's the same logic as saying that tricycles are a gateway to being in Hell's Angels. Just because every member of Hell's Angels once rode a tricycle before they, upgraded to their motorbike, that doesn't mean that tricycles are a gateway. So I think that the same mistake is being made here. The vast majority of people that try marijuana never go on and try and experiment with other drugs. We can just see that that's true based on public surveys where about half of Americans have tried cannabis at some point, but a far, far smaller fraction report having used other drugs.
In the Senate, the Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says he supports decriminalization, and he basically said that he's using the word decriminalization because what it would do at the federal level is allow states to legalize. Is that the approach that you would like to see taken?
Essentially, there are other reforms that we need at the federal level in addition to descheduling, but yes, that's what we've been advocating for years, is removing marijuana from the Controlled Substances Act. Right now, federal law basically looks at marijuana the same way it looks at, heroin. And it says that there's no medical value, again, totally out of step with what we know from the scientific evidence and what most Americans believe. So we need to just remove marijuana from that Controlled Substances Act so that states are not forced to set up legalization systems, but that the states that do have those systems in play and the voters that want to enact that in their own states are free to do so without worrying about federal interference or the federal law undermining that.
If this were to happen at the federal level and states continue to legalize it, is this going to become big business and with a lot of tax revenue? Is it going to remain small individual growers, people doing it for themselves? How would this work? It's kind of hard to imagine what this would be like 10 or 20 years from now.
I think we're going to see, and we already are seeing, a very diverse industry. You've got obviously some larger players, moving into the space, but you've also got sort of craft companies. So it's, I think, akin to what you might see in the craft beer space, where you have, large operators, medium operators, and local micro brews and things like that. I think that, there's going to be an evolution in the way that we've seen a lot of industries sort of develop, where some folks prefer, local sort of boutique products, whereas others are fine sort of buying the big box brand. I think there's enough space for all of those elements.
So the Marijuana Policy Project, what will you be doing now as campaigns coordinator? Is that dealing with public information, or is it the Capitol Hill lobbying effort?
So I don't follow or involve myself too much with federal policy. What I do is, as part of the state campaigns department, mainly I focus on, with my team, on ballot initiative campaigns. So, we're going to be working in the 2022 cycle, and we had some success in the last cycle. So that's mainly what I focus on, and a little bit of legislative lobbying work at the state level as well.
Yeah, so you're in the trenches fighting this out state by state.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's a big part of our strategy. And as I alluded to earlier, I think that's sort of what we're seeing pay off is, we made an intention to do this at a state by state fashion. And in order to build pressure on federal lawmakers, because we knew that getting something right out of the gate through through Congress was going to be extremely difficult. So, we're making progress. We've got, again, 36 states with medical cannabis laws, and now 18 states that have adult use laws. So we're going to keep going.
Jared Moffitt is the campaign's coordinator for the Marijuana Policy Project. And Jared, I thank you for your time this morning on First Light.
Great to be here.
And that's First Light for Friday and the week. We come at you from Westwood One in Washington. Thanks to producer TJ Cutini, our correspondents, and the technical people who make the sound fly right through the air. I'm Michael Toscano. Stay vigilant over the weekend so you'll stay safe, and we'll see you back here Monday morning at First Light.
Sun and Fun's Aerospace Expo is back and better than ever from April